that say they're going to beat that fetish? Who that? Who that? Welcome back to the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. Today we're going to get down and weird. We're going to get weirder than usual. We're going to get our feet out. We're going to rub them together. We're going to give you a little special. Give something special. As you already know, folks, there's not a whole lot of Champions League to talk about as of right now with the little break we have, a little month break. So, before we do that, I think we need to give a little love to those quirky, weird, strange, alien-looking motherfuckers known as the NFL kicker. It's about that time. And before we do that, a couple of things we got to get out of the way. First of all, we got a couple of folks here to help me break it down. My usual sidekick, he's here with us today. Mr. Ocho, tell him hey. Tell him what's up.
Yeah! Back on the mic with the Mike Daddy. What's up, Mike Daddy?
We're micing it all day, every day. Here, there, everywhere. I'm glad to be here with you. How you been? How's the holidays?
It's been good. It was super chill. Usually it's a big family gathering. This time, COVID, everything. It was just three of us. Mom, Dad, me. And FaceTimed sister and,
Just hung out.
Yeah, that was it.
Just watch a little something.
We all took naps together around 2.
What was the dinner
Not
that
together,
you had?
but like at the same time.
Did you have a dinner? A
It
specific dinner?
was roast, mashed potatoes, green beans.
Is that what y'all usually do?
No, usually usually a lot of dressing. We usually do oyster dressing. We'll do roast. There's always roast, I feel like, on Christmas. Definitely mashed potatoes, salads, cornbread dressing. Someone usually brings some chorizo from Terra Nova's.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's hot.
That's hot. So, yeah, it was cool. It was chill.
Hot shit. I love that. I actually, so
What about y'all? Yeah, what y'all do?
we did some fun games. Actually, speaking of, before we even get into what we did, I got to introduce the guy that's with us here today.
Hey!
Oh, because I hung out with him yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, we tried to actually have him on an earlier show, and our audio, I think, fucked up or something. Something fucked up. It was like an Arsenal episode we tried to do.
I thought he was on one time.
He did.
One time.
There was
Yeah,
one
he
time.
was on an episode.
It didn't get published, though, because we messed up the audio. It was the Arsenal episode that we had to redo like 3 times.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. I'm positive. Because he's like, where is it? It's like,
I thought we
made
did.
it.
Okay, maybe not.
we did.
Well, now we're here.
We did it. It just didn't.
Well, I made it.
He made it.
Now we're here. Yeah, we're going to publish.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the other half of me, he's here today. He's a former football player to help us break down some of these NFL shenanigans and some of these weird guys we call kickers. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother, Dr. Booty, he's in the house. Say what's up.
What's up?
How are you today?
Doing all right.
Did you roll over from all the food that we ate
all
yesterday?
the food? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still getting moving a little bit.
No,
right.
he's the one
Trying.
that usually cooks.'s the cook of the family.
The chef.
Yes. So tell him what you
Yeah,
did yesterday.
Well, what did we do? We did turkey.
The mac and cheese.
Had the mac and cheese.
Oh, classic.
Yep.
And finished it off with way too much drinking, I guess.
Yes. And we drank till like
Turkey,
4
cheese,
Yeah,
mac and
something like
cheese,
that.
and drinks.
and drinks.
Sounds like a great combo to me.
And drinks. And we watched the Saints game.
Oh,
Who dat? Got that win.
Turkey
Lockdown
turkey
division.
sandwiches next
Turkey
day.
sandwiches the next day. Yep.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
It was
Hell yeah.
it was fun though because so my sister-in-law, his wife, she just kept she likes to like keep tabs on like everything. God bless her, of course. Somebody needs to with us as it is. But every 5 minutes I would hear him be like, "Well, yeah, the turkey's not ready because you keep opening the motherfucking oven. Stop opening the fucking oven, and the turkey will be ready."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Okay, fine." It's like, just fucking
Sounds like
leave
a
it be.
normal Christmas Day conversation.
Pretty much.
Is the turkey ready? Stop opening the oven and maybe it will be.
It would have been an hour ago if you didn't open the oven 4 times in 10 minutes.
It'll be
Like,
ready soon enough. Just be
The
patient.
thing needs to cook. Man, but it was fantastic, and I appreciate you doing all that effort, too.
Good
man.
stuff.
Putting the effort out there.
Good Christmas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wait, so since this is your first episode, air quotes.
yeah, technically second.
We always ask guests a few questions because we are a soccer podcast. What is your first memory of soccer?
Probably him as a little kid.
No shit.
I swear to God.
Yeah. Okay.
Because soccer, when I was growing up, it wasn't. Even acknowledged.
Right. Yeah.
It was a secondary thing. It was so. him as a kid, I remember him playing soccer, and that was the thing that introduced me to it.
Okay,
much, yeah.
follow up. What about World Cup? Do you remember any World Cup memories?
None.
Okay.
None.
Other
So
than this,
we've
like,
got
past
one.
year?
I'll tell you what, this one coming up,
Yeah. I
watch
mean,
that one. That's going to make you proud to be an American.
You did watch a good bit of the last one.
Well, I did with I got English
Yeah.
John.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That was
English John in North
2010.
Carolina.
That was 2010.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, English John, North Carolina, and then that's when
USA.
Donovan.
England.
USA and England.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, in England. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
that lucky
1-1.
goal.
Yep.
USA and England. And
Oh,
he was
man.
throwing a fit.
Yep. Oh, you're with someone that was
Well,
English.
Yes, yes, yes. And he knew all about soccer, and I'm just sitting there going, "Did we win?"
No, but neither did England, so that's all that matters. All right, cool. So I have to ask this, but do you have a favorite soccer team?
My favorite soccer team.
We talked about one yesterday that you really like.
I like that Ajax jersey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's a classic
Ajax.
team.
Yep.
That's a great. I'd like that. We're gonna get you an
Yeah.
Ajax jersey. now.
I
he's got
got
it.
it. I got it.
Oh, that was yours.
That was
picked,
his.
Oh,
we had a
shit.
group. I picked it out. I said, "That's the coolest
Badass.
looking one." The blue one.
Very proud of you, sir.
Yeah.
That was
I
just
told him
good-
all about the
great
youth
pick.
academy.
Yeah, see
He's
that
in.
that's a legendary club.
Yep.
That club goes all the way back to one of the godfathers of soccer. I mean, just like this is one of the most historic clubs, almost around the same kind of legacy as this club, that club, Juventus, Booty's favorite team. So all in this, it's all on the same kind of level as far as legacy and fame.
Yeah, I want to talk about our bet on Juventus.
They're going through a
It didn't
rough
work.
time.
Didn't work
Yeah.
out.
If you would have bet on them the last 9 years, you probably have been much better. But now they're on that downward trend. Before
yeah.
it was up, 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 up. Now they're at the top of the roller coaster. You know, there's only one place to go when you get there.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
come down sometime. Yeah. It's unfortunately it's going fast, but
Yeah. But anyway,
Anyway.
that's, Ajax. That's a great club. So yeah, that's cool. Our listeners now kind of get a feel. What's our episode on today, Booty?
we got a great one for you, folks. As we mentioned, so we're gonna give you some love. We're gonna give you a little We're gonna hit this bitch with some knowledge right upside the head.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, I just remembered.
We gotta do
I
one
had
more
a
thing,
thought.
don't we?
Yeah, go ahead.
We
Shout
do.
them out. Thank you.
Before we do that, we got to give some love to our listeners over there. We looked up on our account how many of you guys follow us state by state. We want to give a shout out because we've been giving shout outs to all the countries that follow us, but within our own country here in the great US of A, where we're about to talk about NFL, we got to give a shout out to the top 5 states that follow us. And our own state actually is in the top 5. How dare you, Louisiana? But get off that LSU shit. They lost and they're done, all right? Come on. Shout out to Ohio. Thank you so much. Hey, great following up there. Columbus Crew, congratulations on that big MLS Cup win.
Seriously.
And I got to say, I think you guys actually have some of the most dedicated fans. And if you listen to us, which obviously you do, you know that Hugh and I don't mention a lot of MLS. We don't excuse me, Jesus Christ. A demon just came out of my mouth. Oh, excuse me. So basically, we know that you guys follow soccer a good bit, obviously following us, but it's really fun to see. We don't follow MLS as much as we should, but I do know that you guys have some very passionate Columbus Crew fans. I actually looked it up. You guys there's a brewery. I don't know if you guys know that.
No.
There's a Columbus Crew
What?
beer. There's a certain brewery there that made a beer just for the team.
That's sweet.
They're
I think that's pretty cool.
yeah,
Yes, very much.
they're very serious. Our cousin actually, shout out to Bobby. Bobby lived in Columbus, Ohio for a little bit, and he told me, he said, dude, some of the soccer games there, the MLS games are bigger than some of the Ohio State games.
No
Seriously.
shit.
It's like people
Really?
show up for soccer. He's like, dude,
That's saying a lot
I know, and it's weird because it's all like, no offense, it is MLS. It's
because
not
I'm
as
sick of hearing
exciting.
about Ohio State.
Yeah,
But
I tell you what,
Right.
Luis went and played Division I soccer in Ohio.
really.
Yeah, they have a very big grassroots to college scene there,
There you go.
and then put it underneath of an MLS club. I mean, you've got the full package from youth to professional.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm not surprised. But
That's
very cool to see Ohio top fans for the Footy Fetish Show.
Thank you guys. We very much appreciate that.
If y'all are listening, please reach out to us
Yeah,
on
do
our
it.
social media at Footy Fetish. We love at Footy Fetish Show. We love to engage with our followers, with our listeners.
Tell us we're awesome. Tell us we suck.
Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Buckeyes.
The Ohio State.
The
Right.
Ohio State.
I gotta say, my dad graduated there.
He did.
Yeah.
He's a
yeah?
Buckeye.
Yeah, master's degree from there.
There you go. He did not go to a game, though.
Not one single game.
How do you do that?
And this is when Woody Hayes was there.
What?
How?
Yeah, he had no time. He was like, I stayed in my apartment and I went to the lab. He was like, that was it.
That's all I do.
And he's like, I could literally hear the stadium during the day or whenever they played. He's like, I could have walked there for free because I'm a student.
Oh,
you
he
know?
missed out.
Man.
He did miss out.
Yeah.
Like Herb Street was
But
probably
he's
quarterback then.
Still very much proud to be, graduate from there. But never went to a game during one of their best times.
I actually
Crazy.
I made fun of Bob the last time.
Yeah, I
We
still
hung
do.
out
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
when I used to blow at everybody.
Yeah, he used to beat the shit out of
they were
everybody.
dominating.
Well, secondly, other than Ohio, we got to give a shout out to New York. Thank you, New Yorkers.
New York.
Give me a coffee. Georgia. You're always on our mind, apparently. Or we're on yours. I don't know. Which one is it? You tell us. Tell us. Go ahead and follow us and tell us. Texas. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Love you. Love our. You're loving our McKinney shout-outs, aren't you? Little Elm,
Mhm.
Texas. Shout out to Little Elm,
Mhm.
Texas.
Yes, sir.
And then Virginia, rounding out the top 5. Thank you, guys. I don't know what there is to do in Virginia, but hey, good for you.
Play soccer. That East Coast.
There you go.
They love soccer.
And listen to Footy
pretty out
Fetish.
there.
And it's pretty. I'm sure the
Yeah.
leaves are probably, if they haven't already, fallen.
Yeah,
Oh, they
they
definitely are.
actually have 4 seasons, not unlike us.
Yeah.
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 They have like
Actually,
a real thing.
winter came through New Orleans on a Thursday.
Yeah,
this year.
Yeah,
just
it
one
was-
day
Just
and
one day and it was gone.
But Friday was
That's
over.
it.
Yeah.
It was a fun winter. Fun winter. I ate my soup and. Well, guys, let's y'all ready to dive into this
Yes.
this beautiful fetish that we have because we are American, so we have to talk about football at some point, and football wouldn't be football without the beautiful game of soccer. And
That's right, man. We
thing-
did a whole episode on that.
Exactly, and we if you go back and look, if you haven't listened to it, it was great. We all did soccer players who could be football players,
Mm-hmm.
and who would they be? It was a really fun one. We're gonna do a little something like that soon. We're gonna redo it, but this is gonna be
Yeah.
like a little twitch.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna tweak it up a little bit. It's gonna be real fun. But what you really need to know is what we're about to do right now.
What we about to do right
Oh,
now?
jumping right now. Footy Fetish is here to worship the feet, but in order to worship the kicking game, we're going to break down the kicking game of the NFL and how it got to be where it is today. But to do that, you got to know the road that we had to take to go there. Don't worry about the roads to the left or the right. Worry about the ones that are straight in front of you, and that's where we got to go. We're going to take some small detours, and we talk about how to grasp this whole concept of kicking itself. When football first began here in the Americas, the great, beautiful, God bless America, the very first game ever was played, at least this is the one we know of, is in 1869, and this was Rutgers versus Princeton. And it was meant to be a game that used a ball that was actually shaped like a globe. So it was actually a soccer ball that was used originally. Now, as the game developed, which you're about to see here soon, we're going to go over, it had to actually change shape. But before that happened, there's a quote I'm going to read you from a gentleman who was there. His name is Henry Duffield. Shout out to your family because you're still not alive, so he's definitely gone. He said, quote, "The ball was not oval, but was supposed to be completely round. It never was, though. It was hard to blow up at this actual game. It was hard to blow up right. The game was stopped several times that day while the teams called for a little key from the sidelines. They used it to unlock the small nozzle, which was tucked into the ball, and then took turns blowing it up. The last man generally got tired, and they just put the ball back in play basically as it was lopsided. So, really fun there. I didn't know that, I'll be honest with you, before I pass it to you guys.
Wear yourself out just blowing the ball.
Yeah, so the ball is almost like it is today, which we're also going to go into the actual skinnier shape that you see today. It's because of the fact that the game developed when these two teams played. It was almost as if it were two different games going on. It was almost as if it were soccer and rugby, and there wasn't a combination of the two until a little while later. And it wasn't until the development of the forward pass, which we'll talk about in a second, where the ball they had to make the ball easier to throw, which obviously this one you can't really throw forward. So, Hugh, I'm going to pass it to you.
One thing we got to point out.
What you got?
This game, I'm just realizing, was played in 1869.
Yep.
Right? When we go back to that episode, football versus soccer,
Mm-hmm.
right? We learned that England finally decided to create the two games, rugby and soccer, in, where'd it go? 1863. So this is a 6-year difference from when England and all the other countries in Europe got together and said, okay, people that like to play the sport with feet, here are your rules, and they're going to call it football/soccer.
Yep.
People that like to use hands and feet, here's your rules. It's now rugby. And 6 years later, the United States of America played their first gridiron. I'm going to call it gridiron football to help distinguish.
Yep.
Played their first gridiron football game. And being that I played a little bit of rugby, a lot of the things in rugby you see in gridiron football, mainly being the goal line.
Yep.
And having to have the ball cross the goal line. It's funny, in order to score in rugby, you have to literally touch down the ball.
Yep.
And if you look at gridiron football, when you score a touchdown, it's that same idea. You cross the goal line.
Yep.
So it's really interesting. I would love to dive deeper into that and understand where they came up with their own rules based on rugby, because this was based on rugby. Someone saw rugby or learned about it and were like, "That's cool, but we're America. We can do it better."
Yeah. Of course.
Always.
That's exactly what happened. Yep. And hearing about what you said with that round ball turning lopsided, that was the evolution of the gridiron football that we see now.
Yeah.
And it's funny to hear that it evolved that way because it was so hard to keep a sphere shape.
Yeah.
Because the ball kept becoming lopsided. So I'm super pumped. This is all around kicking in football though, and how soccer kind of helped evolve the sport of football, gridiron football.
I'm glad you put those two together too, because that's really weird to think about. It's only a couple year difference, so something was going on. It's hard to think of too, because we're so used to seeing the technology nowadays where news just travels so quickly. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's weird.
You can imagine there was a piece of mail that as soon as these rules were made, all right, let's get it on a ship and send it over to America. 6 years later, they're like, let's try and play our own game.
Like, dog, I got this game I've been playing over in America, dude. Check us out.
African swallow or European swallow?
And in '69, how about that? Whoa. So, you know what I want to ask, Billy? You were there. Why don't you tell us all about this game?
Back in 1869.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been around that long.
Is that a weird concept too? I mean, I know. So you played running back, correct?
I was a running back.
So imagine trying to carry a soccer ball.
If you, I know you guys. Can they see the picture?
No, we'll post this in
post
our. We'll post this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell you hold on to this thing.
Two hands.
It's like
not one. You're running with
look
two
like be holding on to a basketball or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So weird.
Having guys trying to hit you.
It's like a giant walnut almost.
Yeah.
Not quite round,
yeah.
but not quite the oval that you see in rugby or gridiron football right now. But I'm right there with you. I don't know if I'd be holding on to that ball very tightly, trying to run through people. I think I'd just be popping out all over the place.
And obviously something that we have to point out, too, that we didn't mention when we were going over this, but at the time, so like you're saying, it's hard to carry, so the kicking game was still it was a much bigger factor then.
Of course.
The drop kick is something that that is one of the most interesting things to me about American football is the drop kick still exists and no one uses it. And it's because of this right here, because it used to be used all the time. And
I actually saw one last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So
who did it?
Well, Doug Flutie did it in 06.
Yeah,
look, click that link right there.
Somebody did it last year.
Somebody tried to do it last year on a kickoff, though.
Last year.
Yes.
Was it on a kickoff?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they did it. They did it last year.
It's legal to do on a kickoff. Yep.
I'm trying to remember who the hell did it.
It's legal to do on a kickoff. We're looking at Doug Flutie do this right now. This is January 1st, 2006.
This is insane. I'm getting so excited right now.
Dude.
Holy shit. Why would you do that? That's so slow. And he made it.
He made it.
So they were out of their kicker that day. So watch Belichick smile. You ready for the Belichick smile? Watch. Yeah.
Oh, my God, he's smiling. And he saw who's on camera. He's like, quick, hide the smile.
I guarantee you, he walked away. He's like, hey, who can kick? And Flutie's like, I can probably do it. He's like, you do a drop kick? He's like, yeah, sure.
But
is that legal?
Why wouldn't you put it on a tee?
It's one of those things that I'm guessing like you wanted to fool them too, because notice they were all like,
"What?" They were ready for a 2-point conversion or something like that,
yeah. and they saw Flutie in too, because Flutie was backup quarterback, so they're like, oh, they're running a play. Notice that entire defense except for two guys
rushed in,
didn't do anything.
No.
Like that's
So interesting. You can't just punt it in. It's got to probably hit the ground,
gotta hit
and then
the
you got
ground
to
first.
go. That's why if you hike it, you just leave it on the ground. It's a technically.
Yes. Yep.
Whoa.
I know, right?
What?
Is that weird or what?
That's super weird.
I can't drop kick shit.
Especially a football. I've
Yeah.
drop kicked rugby balls, and
Say
there's a
soccer ball and-
technique.
But someone definitely did it last year. And
Someone did it on a kickoff.
Yeah, it was a
Let's see if we can find it.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about too. I remember
I
seeing
saw it because everybody was just blown away. Like, what the hell was that?
2020, week 16.
Oh, there you go. This year.
Was it this year?
Nope.
No, it couldn't be. It was last year.
Yeah, I definitely remember seeing it for sure. Because nowadays people are trying to get so creative on the kickoffs on onside kicks that they're trying all kinds of weird shit now. And again, it's something everybody forgets about that you can actually do.
Yeah, because they
right here.
changed the rules so much.
Was
on
it the
on
Ravens?
It could have been Tucker.
Yeah, Justin Tucker.
It could be.
This is 2019.
Up in the air.
Wow, he
That-
totally fucking dropped it and kicked it.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
That's what it was.
Oh, this is the traditional rugby kickoff.
There you go.
That's what it was. That was it.
There you go.
I mean, that's a little exaggerated there. That's crazy.
That's still pretty cool the way he did it, though.
Yeah.
That was
I've
Apparently,
done
they
that,
just
yeah.
banned that. I just before I clicked it, it says NFL bans
Drop
Ravens
kicking.
drop kick
Aw,
kickoff.
Boo. No fun, police. NFL. No
No
fun.
fun league.
No fun league.
NFL.
Per usual.
Per usual.
Jeez.
Interesting. Drop kick. So in rugby, you can actually drop kick
Yeah, kick off.
whenever you want live during the play to score.
As long as you're the first
think
person to
it's-
touch it, right?
I think it's 3 point. No, it's 2 points.
2 points?
So if you spin me the ball,
Yeah.
I can take it drop kick live play. Boom.
you have
Right
to
there.
you have to kick it through the
Through the uprights.
Through the
uprights.
Yep. Yep.
Otherwise, I could kick. Say if I kick it and I miss, ball's still live.
You
Right.
can get it.
So if I kick it out the back of the end zone, it's like a touchback. Same thing. The other team gets it 22 yards out, not
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Same idea, basically.
Yeah.
And then I could also drop kick it out of bounds, and that's where the other team has to throw it in.
Yep.
And then there's a whole bunch of other times you kick it. If you
and that's more like soccer.
but very much so,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
That same
yeah.
idea of if I kick it out of bounds, it's your ball wherever I kick it out.
Uh-huh.
But in rugby, if I have the ball and you commit a penalty, or vice versa, if you have the ball and you commit a penalty, and there's a turnover, I get a choice of many different things. I can either do a scrum, I can do live kick, where it means that in order to start the play off a penalty, if you have the ball in your hands, you have to just kick it off the inside of your foot, just kind of like tap it up to yourself, and then you can play live. Or you can kick for points, or you can kick it out of bounds, and then that's where I get it. So it's interesting.
It's more of like
Yeah.
almost like a defensive move with a punt.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
The field position game.
So it's interesting to hear like the history of all of this, because drop kicks in rugby are essential. You literally have a player on your team that can hit a drop kick in live play. And
I just think it looks cool.
yeah,
And if you can pull it off, it looks great.
it's really difficult with a football.
That's what I mean. With a football, it just looks cool. And
Yeah.
If you miss, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Justin Tucker made that look real good.
Shout out to Justin Tucker. Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin Tucker.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit. So cool. Drop kicking. Wow. All right.
Y'all ready to?
Yeah, let's keep going.
I'm
Let's keep moving.
gonna roll through this history lesson real quick so
Yeah.
we can actually talk about some of these amazing guys who came on over to play the game that they didn't even know they were about to play, and that, my friends, is where we're at the evolution of the ball. So why did it do this? Why did it change? As time passed, those two versions we talked about, the running and the kicking game, the two separate games, kind of started blending together as they started to develop rules, and the forward pass was introduced in 1906, and this actually changed the shape of the ball. They said, hey, we got to make it easier for these guys to throw it if we want to make this game more exciting. Without the forward pass, that's a boring-ass game. I'll tell you what, I love football, but those games that are, 3-0, 6-0, and all they're doing is just running back and forth, man, I don't know if I would have liked football back in the day. Like, it'd be fun to play, but
Yeah, I was gonna
watching
say,
it's terrible.
It's fun if you grinding it out,
Right.
and getting beat up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're the dude doing it. But man, other than that, I'd say from our research here, this is all per ESPN as well as our friends at our friends at, I believe it was the Harvard. Was it the Harvard magazine? I believe. they all had this beautiful knowledge that was dropped on us. The Duke is the name of the football. That is the shape that we know of today when you see a football. This was introduced by Wilson.
Wilson, the ball company.
Wilson, the ball company, has
Oh,
made
shit.
the Duke since 1941, and every single ball you've ever seen in the NFL has been made by Wilson.
I
since
feel like every American kid has owned a Wilson football.
They definitely have.
In
Right.
Castaway.
Yeah,
And
and
Castaway.
Castaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic.
You gotta have you a volleyball and a Duke.
Yeah.
Without
Okay.
those two, I mean, you don't have anything. So with the ball evolving, it evolved with the game itself, obviously, and this obviously it kind of pushed kicking out of the way a little bit because now you had the forward pass. But this was what makes the thing so damn beautiful. This is what I want to get to.
Interesting.
This is what I'm really excited to talk about with this guy to my right here. The early 20th century, because he was there, because Bildo was there. So when this first started, when kicking became secondary, they used to take other positions and they just fill you in at kicker. So a lot of the guys at first that you know of that were the first kickers in the game, they were these burly guys who played other positions. Like for example, a guy named Lou Groza, which if you don't know him, fun fact.
Wait, hold on. You skipped over something.
I'm gonna come back.
Okay, you're
Go
gonna
on,
come
I'm
back.
gonna come
Okay,
back.
you're
It's
coming
okay.
back.
It's
All right,
okay.
I'll let you
Let
go.
me roll.
Let's go. Class is in session.
NCAA's best kicker. That award is called the Lou Groza Award. If you didn't know that, now you do. Now, the thing about Lou Groza that you don't know is Lou Groza was actually a center, an offensive tackle, and a defensive tackle who just kicked on the side. He also kicked straight on. These are guys who kick straight on.
That's where I was going.
Yes.
I think you have to bring that up.
Yes.
That was the original style of kicking, the
Yes.
toe kick.
Yep.
Everything straight away.
A toe poke
Jeez.
kick, which,
Yep.
Q, why is that weird? Tell
It's-
us why that toe poke's weird.
Toe poke is one of the most inaccurate kicks
Correct.
you could possibly have.
Correct.
There's just no knowing where it's gonna go.
Going straight away.
Yep.
Like that.
know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's what they teach you in all kicking sports. Don't toe poke it.
Hmm.
Unless it's they say toe poke it if you need to kick the ball quickly and it's a short distance.
Just get something on it.
Just if you can't wind up, if it's just a little 5-yard hit, toe poke.
Yep.
But if you're going 30 yards, 40 yards, toe
Yep.
poking is like
You never want to hit what you tell.
I would say no. But I mean, apparently this was the standard.
That was the
Yeah,
way.
Right? This is
right.
this is the way.
Right.
Shout out to Mandalorian.
Literally every single soccer coach I've ever had, like, do not toe poke it. Never, ever. Like, it's exactly what you're saying.
So there's a time and a place, of course.
Yep.
You tell a kid don't toe poke it, and then there's always that smart ass that brings up the Ronaldo goal,
Of course.
where Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, scored a goal with his toe. And I'm going to kind of take this on a tangent. In futsal, the toe poke goal is very common. It's
Yeah.
a very common goal because the field's
quick,
tighter.
Quick pace game.
It's such a quick game that
Yeah.
when you can hit that ball quickly with your toe,
Got to.
not to mention you don't know where it's going, neither does the goalkeeper.
Exactly.
So if I'm kicking the ball and you see me do my back up and side and I kind of come at the ball at an angle, you can look at my hips and kind of find the trajectory. If I toe poke it straight at you,
You know it's.
I have no idea where that ball's going.
Sorry.
Yeah, and neither does the goalkeeper. So it's so fast. So the toe poke, when you told me this, like, hey, we're gonna do an episode on the evolution of the kicking the ball. I was like, what do you mean? Like, they used to toe poke it. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? So yeah, keep going and back into Lou Groza.
Now, Mr. Groza played for the Browns throughout a couple years. I want to shout this out too, because not only was he a great player, but he took some time off. Well, actually, excuse me, before he even played, he fought in World War II.
What?
So he did that. He's what they call a man.
Yeah, American.
These
American man.
mans that I speak of, these mans, they don't exist anymore. Sorry. People don't fight in World War II, then come play for the Cleveland Browns 1946 to 59, take some time off to go sell insurance, and come back 1961 to 67. That's phenomenal. And to make matters even better, the man was nicknamed the Toe. The Toe. Speaking of toe pokes, the Toe.
The ultimate tower.
The ultimate toe. The ultimate toe. Now, I want to move on to the next guy I want to give a shout out to. And I know I'm going to let Bilda take over on this one because I know, and I keep making fun of his age, but I know he actually saw this guy play a lot as a kid.
Look at these shoes, bro.
Look at this.
What the fuck? Oh my God! I'm
Ocho
sorry.
has looked up the toe poke
I had
cleats
to look up these shoes.
that Groza was using.
It's literally a flat. Take a soccer cleat and just shave
Yeah,
the front
cut
till it's
the end off.
flat.
Oh, what do you see Mosley's shoe we're going to talk about here in a second?
I'm sorry for derailing.
No. It's awesome. And keep that up because we're going to, I promise, I got something for you.
We're going to post this photo on our
Save
Instagram.
that.
You're going to see this
Save that.
photo.
Save him.
Holy shit.
Bildo, I want you to tell us about a guy named George Blanda. And it's funny because there's probably people out there who have heard the name. He's one of the greatest NFL players ever. But they know the name because of the fact he was a quarterback.
I remember George Blanda from the Bears.
Yes.
And then he played quarterback and plays kicker.
Yep.
And that's all I remember because I was still a baby boy at that time.
But you remember this guy
Yeah,
being a quarterback?
The name? Yeah, definitely.
Jeez, George
Yeah.
Blanda.
There's Blanda.
QB and kicker.
You like that little fact too? Let me throw you a fun fact, folks. He was throwing touchdowns and kicking field goals, so therefore he is actually number 7 on the all-time NFL scoring list with 2,002 points.
You're shitting me, right?
Yeah, because it was like, cool, I threw a touchdown, let me go kick the field goal.
7
kicked the extra
points
point.
every time.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets the full 7.
He got a
Yep.
full 7.
Damn, so every 7 touchdowns, he's getting an extra one
Yeah.
on all, or a 6.
Yeah.
Every 6, he gets an extra one on his
Is that
compatriots.
nuts or
yeah.
what?
Competitors. What?
The next guys I do remember.
So wait.
I actually got to see them play.
I can imagine this guy being quarterback and then scrambling and being like, you know what, I'm just gonna drop kick it from here.
Yeah, he could. He
You know?
could, yeah, good point.
Because you don't need to set up a kick. If
No.
you can drop kick it.
Yep.
That's
Why
right.
doesn't anyone do that?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
God,
it just
I
got
would be
so
fucking
lost.
drop kicking all the time. Does that count for 3 too? It's got to
That
count
would
for
That
3,
would count for 3.
right?
Yeah. You could, yeah.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Fucking Drew Brees dropping back, being like, "No one's open, drop kick,
Yep.
whoop,
Uh-huh.
3 points."
Do a drop kick. Not,
Holy shit!
That's quite a weapon. That's quite a weapon to
Seriously,
have. You have somebody
can't
that can do
guard
that.
that.
Doug Flutie. Apparently he can drop kick
Oh
and
my
play quarterback.
Gosh,
That's crazy.
this is blowing my mind right now.
But there's a guy that we need to mention that Bildo's really excited to talk about. Tell us about Tom Dempsey.
Tom Dempsey.
What did he do, Bill?
He had half of a foot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Tom Dempsey.
Literally
Yeah.
half of a foot. So you talk about a block foot on his cleats.
Born
you
to
know.
be a kicker.
Yeah, he was born to be a kicker. That was it. But he had half of a foot. I mean, he held the records for a long time, huh? Is he still holding the record?
Yeah, no, he doesn't anymore. Longest field goal of all
63
time. He had 63
63 yards.
That was it.
Okay, I just pulled up a photo. Imagine cutting your foot off, probably right on the top of the. What would you call it? Like, go like 2 or 3 laces down on a shoe and cut off the rest of your foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what his boot looks like right now.
That's his legs right here, too. Look.
This one?
Next one. Next to it. Yep. That's him right there.
What the?
Yeah.
He was meant to kick the football
Yep.
during this time period.
He put a steel toe on it,
Oh,
and the NFL made a rule after that
Made a rule. Yeah.
that you couldn't have a steel toe after that.
son of a bitch! Wait, he what did he did? He broke a record, right?
So he had the longest field goal of all time it stood for about 40 years
Jesus.
until I think
Go Saints.
the Saints, baby. That was our one claim to fame.
Yep.
63-yard field goal, which our father was at the game and he left before seeing him kick it.
Oh, man!
He's like, I cannot believe this shit.
The
that
one
they've toyed with me all year, and now you're gonna put out a guy with a half of a foot to kick a 63-yard field goal. You're fucking kidding me. And he left. I'll never forget. He actually told me. He said, I was in the car and I'm trying to leave, and all of a sudden I just hear everybody going nuts, and these people are running out of the stadium he made it. He made it. He made it.
Yeah, we're getting spoiled now with the kickers nowadays for the length that they can kick things. That's what it's evolved to. Because I mean, back then that just didn't happen. I mean, more than 50 yards on a field to be able to kick the ball through the uprights, you just didn't see that. Yeah. I mean, athletes now though with the soccer kickers coming in. Janikowski. Yeah. I mean, you're starting to see just amazing things.
That's interesting you bring that up. So you're saying kicks over probably 40, 50 yards. It's like, okay, we've missed it. And this motherfucker comes out and hits a 63-yard game-winning field goal. I can only imagine the magic. I mean, now if somebody hits a 63 to win it, it's still exciting, but
you see
people hit it all the time.
But they're starting to hit it.
Yeah,
They're starting to hit them.
this record lasted 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about 40 years.
God.
I think Jason Elam from Denver
Oh, of course.
did it
Right.
because I mean Denver. I
And
would
then
argue
you
with
get a little cheat because you're in Denver.
Exactly.
You know, the air. Come on now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Higher in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yep. That's I would complain about that too. That's a little nuts. Yeah, in 2013, I think there it is. Yeah, he held it.
They would have put an asterisk there. You know, if you did it in Denver.
Right. I think
Come
it
on.
should be.
I mean, it's like he's got a metal sledgehammer.
Do it in
On the end of his foot.
do it in the swamps in New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah, that humidity, just the soaking wet air down here.
The
Yeah.
ball's already an extra 10 pounds because of the freaking water.
Holy shit! Okay, this is crazy. Learning more stuff here.
And the NFL passed a rule. It's called the Tom Dempsey Rule, that any shoe that is worn by a player with an artificial limb on his kicking leg, it must actually have a kicking surface that conforms to a normal kicking shoe.
No
So-
steel plates.
So no, yeah, can't do it anymore. I want to get one of those though and just go kick some ass. Be honest,
Seriously.
just want to kick somebody's ass with it.
Because it looks like a hammer
Yeah,
Yeah.
upside down.
it really does. it really does. You could probably put that on your hand and it would fit
Yeah,
pretty nicely.
like a mini sledgehammer.
yeah.
It's fucking
And
fantastic.
I got to point this out. His shoelaces are on the outside of his foot.
Yeah,
like,
because there's no foot to. Yeah.
There's nowhere,
Yeah.
and he put the steel where your laces normally would be.
Yes.
So then he tied his shoe on the outside, like around
Yeah.
the bone,
Can you imagine?
around the ankle bone.
That feels so weird right now. I'm trying
That's
to do it.
so weird.
I'm trying to do it right now. Feels weird.
Could you imagine his mom growing up like he comes home like they keep making fun of my foot, like, honey, you're gonna do something special. You
Keep
know, like,
kicking.
like that
Yeah,
Forrest Gump kind of mentality, like
Just keep on
yeah,
kicking. Just keep on kicking.
kicking.
Keep on kicking.
Jenny, I still kicked a field goal today.
Run, Forrest.
You keep kicking, baby.
Oh man! Shout out to the Saints. Tom
Shout out to
Dempsey.
the Saints. Shout out to Tom Dempsey. He actually died this year, actually.
Oh
COVID.
damn!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he sure did.
Did.
Yep, he did.
Wow! Rest
Yep.
in peace.
I know.
Yeah.
He was on that little. He was in that little retirement home right off River Road. Yeah. Which it popped up in the news a few times because of COVID. Like right when COVID first started. Yeah.
Mm.
So.
Damn.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. You still a man, Tom.
All right. Well, glad we could dedicate a little time here to him.
Dude,
know?
I was actually very excited to talk about it. I didn't know if you knew about that either.
I did not know.
My
Yeah.
dad and him used to show me shit like this all the time. So
That's
it's like
crazy.
it's
This
like
is-
it was like normal to me. So I just figured, of course I'm I'm that selfish asshole. I'm like, oh, everybody knows that. Everybody knows Tom Dempsey. Like,
I only
yeah.
knew about it because of his record.
If you want to see him kick that actual field goal, that's that link.
So
you wanna
I
pull it up.
tried, and the NFL has.
Oh, they already took it off.
They already took it off.
No
So-
fun league. Way to ruin our fun twice.
Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Does he have that porno stash going on there?
Probably.
I think he does.
I
Yeah.
think he did back in
In
the
that
70s.
era, that was
pretty
normal.
sweet.
It was a
Yeah.
normal thing to do.
That was
Imagine,
sweet.
imagine if you didn't have a stash in the 70s, right? Did that make you a porn star if you didn't have a stash? Like, everybody has a
Just
stash.
made you weird.
It made you weird, yeah.
Where's your stash, bro?
Dude likes aliens and shit. Fucking weirdo. Shaved face.
Commercials.
Anybody hear me? Oh my god. Looks like iRobot again.
That's not it.
Or I Am Legend.
That's definitely not it.
Oh, so this actually, yeah, that's not it. That's not it.
Oh, this is probably the game. So they just kicked the
maybe.
field goal.
Oh,
It
yeah.
may be.
Yeah, here you go.
Jesus, look where they. Okay, so driving. Oh, there he is.
Where they
Mhm.
playing?
They're at Tulane Stadium.
At Tulane Stadium?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So he's kicking this ball
Look at that.
from his own. What is that? 38-yard line.
This is where our
is this
dad
when
said,
they had
fuck it.
17? I wonder if they still had 17 yards into the end zone.
Also,
Because
where was the goalpost?
The goalpost might be in a different position.
They
then.
they moved back the goalpost because of a gentleman we're about to talk about
Good.
coming up.
All right,
so
let's watch
I'm
this.
glad y'all brought
All
that
right.
up.
All right.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because that
Look
makes
at
it
that.
even longer.
Holy shit! It's on the fucking goal line.
Wow. That's absurd.
And the team rushes the field. Fans are going crazy.
Our dad was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
What's all that noise
He-
coming from the
He-
stadium?
He was used to the Saints just losing.
Like, they've been toying with me all year. What's this
Walking
shit?
out with his brown paper
bullshit.
bag.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's like I give my money season tickets for this shit. Do with a half a foot? Kidding me? Well,
okay.
shout out Tom. We got to move on to one more gentleman before we move into that Euro style, soccer style. We got to talk about a guy named Mark Mosley.
Yep, I remember Mark Mosley from the Redskins.
This guy as Billy just said, Redskins is the team that you're going to remember the most. He was also with the Eagles, Oilers, Browns from 1970 to 1986. The reason why my brothers bring up the Redskins, this man won an NFL MVP in 1982. That is not a typo. And he was the last full-time straight-on kicker in the NFL.
Yeah,
he wore a
straight on.
square-toed
I
shoe.
remember it.
If you search Mark Mosley's shoe, you're going to see an even weirder one than you pulled up earlier. It looks like some shit straight out of a disco. Like, he just straight rolled out of fucking Studio 54. And he was a little foot. Look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that. Look at that. Is that nuts or what?
It's a bowling shoe
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, a bowling shoe.
when it's flat on the front.
So you remember seeing him? You remember watching
I
him play?
remember watching Mark Mosley. Yeah, because I used to, when I was a kid, you would always try to kick the way he kicked, and he'd always take 3 steps, come back straight away, and he'd be looking down, and boom, everything else was straight away. I thought that was just what you're supposed to do, you know?
It's a crazy thought.
I type in Mark Mosley MVP. First thing, the year the NFL went insane and gave a kicker the MVP.
Yep.
Holy shit!
Now,
Even look at him. Look at his.
Yeah, you can see
in the
style.
pictures. His style was just real blunt.
yeah,
It was just like
kick the shit out of it.
it was just like 1, 2, 3 kick, 1, 2, 3 kick. Yeah, it's just something you remember his motion.
And something to mention too, and we'll give the NFL a little credit here. There was a strike that year, but when the strike happened, he was the leading scorer.
But
He
I don't know how he would drive the ball with
with the toe.
just your toe like that, with no, I guess no momentum really behind it. You know,
yeah,
Like we were saying earlier,
it was all leg, just all
yeah,
leg.
just
Yep.
muscle through it. It's almost like, it's like kickball, right?
Yeah. The fat girl comes up, she goes to kick, and you're like, no way, she's getting power on this, and it comes like straight at your head. Yeah, done it a couple times. But yeah,
What a MVP,
MVP.
as a kicker.
as a kicker,
Will that ever happen again?
I don't think it will.
Never. There's
think it
no
will.
way that'll happen.
There's too much spotlight on everybody else now.
You just don't score enough points.
No, they don't get a chance to.
You can't win a game kicking field goals.
No.
You've got to kick 3 field goals to at least beat a team that scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You just can't.
And the way I would say the way the penalties and rules are nowadays, there's so many penalties a game. It gives so much field position that it's gonna give you more of a chance to score a touchdown than kick a field goal.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So many pass interference. Okay, cool. You get the ball, spot of the foul. Cool. That's a 50-yard penalty.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Now we're on the 10-yard line. You're gonna go for the touchdown, aren't you? I mean, so
Crazy. Mark Mosley.
Mark Mosley,
MVP.
MVP.
1982. Insane.
It's
I
wild.
love how you wrote, this is not a typo.
It's not a typo. It's still not
I
a typo.
immediately was going to doubt you, and I think you knew that. I immediately was going to, you're full of shit.
There's a great show out there, folks. If you haven't seen it, it's called Peyton Places. It's about Peyton Manning, and he talks the history of the NFL, and there's an episode that he talks about the kicker, and he brings Mark Mosley on to this day. He still has the actual shoe
cool.
and everything. He brings him on, and he says the same thing. He's like, you heard me correctly.
He's probably done this enough to be like,
Yeah.
no, I'm dead serious. I was MVP
I
as
was
a kicker.
NFL MVP.
Was he quarterback also?
No.
No.
Just
No,
kidding.
yeah. Like,
Oh,
you would
shit.
think, right?
Yeah, right.
Like,
How did he do
And
that?
back in the 80s is when everything started to really transfer to being more specialized as a kicker.
Okay.
You know?
you know what? Why don't we dive into that?
It's a good segue.
That's a good little
Yeah,
segue.
good little segue there.
So how'd that happen? As Bill Doe was just saying, by the end of the 1980s, that European style, that soccer player, had taken over the NFL. Now, it started, though, in the early 60s. A guy named Pete Gogolak, which I'll be honest with you, folks, I'm a big fucking football fan for a long time. Didn't know who this gentleman was until the other day. He was born in Budapest in 1942. He immigrated to the U.S. with his family after the Hungarian Revolution. He started playing football because his high school team in upstate New York didn't have a soccer team. So he became the NFL's first soccer-style kicker. And when I say that, he started to revolutionize that whole straight-on style that we were just speaking of. started to die out because of this man. He had so much success because he started to show everybody that this skinny, small soccer player could do it. He started to show a style where he would take steps back and take another 3 steps to the side and create an angle to where he was opening the side of his foot, as Ocho and I always speak of when we're talking about directing the ball. That's where you want to direct it. That's how you have the direction, and that's how you can put a ball on a dime from wherever you want. It happens a lot in soccer. Now, that being said, before I pass it to you guys, in the early 1970s, this was the man the NFL decided to move those goalposts back for because he was making so many damn field goals.
Oh, this all right.
So
Shit.
they moved it to the end line in 1974. That's per NFL.com. Thank you so much, No Fun League. Thanks for that fact. Before you change those facts on us because it was way too fun. Now, it's really funny. I want to give you a quote before I pass it to you guys. The first time he saw kids playing football, he said, quote, "I didn't know what the hell was going on." What's you guys' thoughts on this?
So real quick, noticing that he's from Hungary, I'm not surprised that he brought the soccer style over here. Hungary, in the very beginning of soccer, was one of the giants in the soccer world. I'm pretty sure Hungary was the first team to beat England in an international game, and it was a fucking blowout. It was like 5-0.
Whoa.
And England was just like, what happened? Because they had been just beating up on Ireland and Wales and everyone in the UK. But it wasn't until they played someone like Hungary.
I was thinking, we're English.
Yeah,
That's what
But I'm not surprised that a Hungarian came in and just started bringing soccer. Like, this is what I know what to do. Soccer is huge in Hungary. And then thinking about how he evolutionized it, because I'm hearing Billy talk about 3 steps back, run up, kick it. But now you see them go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's still 3 steps.
Yep.
But it just lets you come at it from an angle and get your laces behind it.
And it also looks like you're able to gain some momentum too.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell you gain momentum from just taking 1 step forward and not running at it.
Yeah.
So weird.
It's interesting also because with the original way you were talking about 1, 2, 3 back, run up and kick it, you had to still incorporate that fast kick, or otherwise it was going to get blocked.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was able to still incorporate hitting it with his laces, while also doing it with speed and efficiency. So that to me is
It's impressive.
I mean, it's impressive, and then you hear that the NFL were like, okay, this is becoming too easy. Let's add another 17 yards onto this kick here. And it's like, oh shit.
And he did this for 10 years. Bills, Giants. Bills drafted him in '64. So it's really cool. It's really cool. And then of course after that, everybody started to see it. Other teams started to realize, like, hey, maybe we need to start getting more soccer players in here. So I'm gonna start shouting out a few. Y'all go crazy. Y'all stop me whenever you want to talk about one.
I remember the names of these guys now.
You know the first one for sure. Our man Garrow. I'm gonna try to pronounce it as best I can. Yepremian.
Your Premian.
Yepremian.
Yeah, that's why you're on the show right
now.
Tell us about him, Bildo.
I just remember your Premian. You'd be sitting here trying to emulate him, and like you said, he's more of a soccer style kicker from the side.
And it's funny because he's known for one of the worst plays in Super Bowl history, actually. They go for a field goal. The undefeated Dolphins, the 72 Dolphins.
Dolphins.
This is that team.
That's
that
right.
team.
That's
Oh,
right.
my God.
It's 14-0, and they go to put that nail in the coffin to make it a 3-score game. He goes to kick, and the snap gets fumbled. He ends up with the ball, and he tries to throw it, and in
throws
a
it up in
typical
the air,
European
like,
style, he just and it goes backwards. Somebody intercepts it and takes it all the way back.
Let's just say it would have been better if he just tried to kick it.
Just kick it out of bounds.
Not use his hands.
This has to be the motivation for Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Yes.
Right?
I think they showed
Laces out, Dan.
They showed it,
Gotta be.
Oh,
Gotta
my
be.
God.
I'm pretty sure that video footage they're showing is him, actually.
We've got to look this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see. It's one of the well-known plays.
Worst plays ever.
Yeah. You see it on all the NFL old videos.
And I know I was watching a documentary about that, and they had a bunch of defensive Miami players, the defensive players on there, and they were like, dude, there are a couple of us that were like, bro, if we lose this fucking game, you ain't going home. They were pissed. So like, yeah, so he ends up with it.
Oh, he got
Picks up.
blocked.
And here it goes.
Bats it up.
Holy shit! Oh, and he goes for the tackle. Oh, God.
And that was literally all the Redskins
Amazing.
had going on that day. That was it. They couldn't get shit going.
Momentum shift.
Yep.
Whoop.
Whoop.
Wow.
It's like something from watching Bugs Bunny or something.
Yeah. They oiled the ball up.
Uh-huh.
You're not throwing this ball. Damn. Say his
Gary,
name again?
Gary Premium.
Your premium.
Premium. I remember
Cypress
that.
Grease.
Yep.
All right.
A long little career with the Lions and Dolphins. He was a Saint for a minute, and the Bucks.
That's right. He did play for the Saints.
Yeah.
I remember that too.
That
Very
looks like
cool.
a guy they would go get.
Let's go get that guy.
He can do it. He can do
Oh,
it.
my God.
Can do it all.
That's hilarious.
Man, a couple other guys we want to shout out. Again, these are all guys that they changed the game straight from Europe. All Europeans. Jan
You gotta say that.
Sterrud.
Stenerud.
Stenerud from Norway.
Norway.
Chiefs, Packers, Broncos from 67 to 85. That's a nice little career right there.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Howfield from England.
England.
Broncos, Jets, 1968 to 74. Fun fact, pre-NFL days, he played forward for Watford and Fulham.
What?
Yes. He's a real soccer player.
Okay, we got to Google this.
Yeah.
All right, so does he finish his career as a soccer player and he's like, I'm going to go play in the NFL?
Apparently, yeah. Yeah,
What?
because he ended up finishing as a football player, so yeah.
I'm glad that Google has listed him as a soccer player, not NFL kicker.
Yep. They sure do.
He used to be a commentator or something for a long time.
Yeah.
I recognize that. I recognize his picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I recognize his picture from.
So maybe he did some commentary after he
Yeah,
retired from
maybe.
Bodos.
It may be.
Interesting. In soccer, he was known for his powerful shooting. He returned to America to take up American football as a place kicker. So he stopped playing soccer in 1968. If he was born in 36, let's see, that's 20. It's 32. He
32.
came over here to start kicking.
It's wild.
Damn. And then he had a 10-year career, right? Not quite. 6-year career. So he stopped playing when he was like 38.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Wow.
It's crazy shit.
Let's keep going. Who
It's
else,
crazy.
who else is on this list?
Now, look, I want to throw some out there. I don't know if he's European or not, but I got to give another Saint shout-out. Pronounce this one for me, Billy. Russell
Erksleben.
Erksleben. The
Erksleben.
reason we want to point this out is because the Saints wasted a first-round pick on this guy
Uh-huh.
back in the 70s. He's a place kicker because he was going to be a punter and a kicker. He'd cover two positions.
Oh, my God. When was
Fuck
this?
out of here.
That had to be in the 70s.
I think it was late 70s.
And
Late 70s, probably.
who
Yeah.
were you? We talked about this briefly before. Did you say Archie was on the team at the time?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Jeez.
Go get
Yeah.
Archie some help.
Yeah,
You-
well,
you-
that's
you know,
what I'm thinking.
Wouldn't it be nice to be able to have somebody to maybe run or throw the ball to?
Since we're losing.
Or maybe get an offensive lineman so Archie didn't
Something.
get killed.
Yeah.
Nah, we're gonna
Protect
play.
your assets.
Yeah, we had the greatest quarterback of
At the time.
at the time, and
Yeah.
and
You want to play a field position game.
he wound up in the dirt every day.
Let's go get a special teams player. That'll show him.
Play a field position
Yeah.
game. Nobody's playing that nowadays. Yeah, nobody else is playing because they're scoring touchdowns. They don't need to.
Russell
Jesus Christ.
Erksleben. I remember that name.
How
Well-
long was his career at the Saints?
I don't think very long. Yeah, look him up.
I don't know. I think he was there for a while because I
they were like, we
I
wasted
recognize that name.
Yeah. Is there probably like we wasted?
They
this
might
pick?
have paid him a bunch of money and had to keep him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like we can't get rid of him now.
Russell Erksleben, punter kicker.
Punter kicker.
Yeah. All right, so he played with the Saints from 79 to 83, and then went to
Yeah.
the Detroit Lions in 87.
Yeah, I knew he was there for a little bit.
Wow. Wow.
They don't
Dumb
have
move.
any stats on field goal kicking. It's just punts. So, great pick,
Did a
Saints.
great job.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Did a great job. Money well spent.
Jeez.
I'd rather
Draft
buy.
pick well spent and money well spent.
Seems like somebody I'd trade for in our dynasty league. It's terrible. Oh man. Well, let's get back to the Europeans, shall we?
Holy shit, he was released from federal prison in 2005.
Oh, never mind. Let's get back to Russell here for a minute.
Yeah, what did Russell do?
Let's go back to
After
Russell.
an NFL career lasting 6 years, he became a currency investor, convicted of securities
Oh,
fraud.
no shit.
In 1999, he was released from federal prison in 2005. He was again convicted of investment fraud in 2014.
He did it again? Once wasn't enough?
Oh, my
Because
God.
what else do you do? Just go right back to it.
Oh,
He's
shit.
getting kicked all
90
around.
months in federal prison.
Mm-mm.
Jeez, and he's still kicking, apparently.
Good for him.
Pun intended.
He's still kicking.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Holy crap.
Wolf of Wall Street's got a friend over there.
Yeah.
Russell got the fun coupons. Go get them while they're free. He's got the fake fun coupons.
Oh, God. Let's keep going.
Oh, yeah. Let's get back to these Europeans, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, here's one. It's a fun one to pronounce. You're going to love this one, Hugh. Horst Malman. He's German. Bengals. Eagles. 69-77. Fun fact, pre-NFL days, he represented Schalke in the Bundesliga as a fucking keeper.
Whoa.
And he was a Dortmund youth product.
Whoa.
He was in the Dortmund youth system.
Oh, my
How
God.
cool is that? Do you remember him, Bildo?
I don't remember that
You
one.
don't remember that one?
I don't remember that one.
How about Tony Fritsch? He was Austrian, Cowboys, Chargers,
I
Oilers,
do
Saints.
remember that name.
Yeah? That's another one.
For the Saints.
Morton
There you go.
Anderson.
And we got to go
Another
Morton
one for
Anderson
the-
next.
Well,
sorry, Tony
we
Fritsch,
all know
sorry.
about Morton.
We all know about Morton. You know why you do? Because he's number 2 on the NFL all-time scoring list.
What?
And
Actually,
he's number 1 on the Saints scoring list.
I know about Morton a little more than anybody.
Oh, please tell us. And before
Oh,
you do,
yeah.
this is a great story. You're going to love this. Before you do, our friend Morton from Denmark, Saints, Falcons, Giants, Chiefs, Vikings, illustrious career. Bildo, tell us why you know Morton so well. This is great.
Well, Morton was trying to screw my wife for a long time.
what? True story. True story.
Yep.
True story.
Before
Do you
when
take that as a compliment or an insult?
I take it as a
I
compliment.
would too. Oh, that's awesome.
You wouldn't want him to
Holy
kick your
shit.
ass.
So you-
So,
I'm
so
assuming
when I
you-
was dating my wife, he
Oh,
was
yes.
trying to date her at the same time.
What?
Yep.
Yep. And I'm sitting here.
What?
And I'm a broke as a joke guy.
You must
You
be
know?
packing.
And she turned him
And-
down.
Yeah, she turned him down and went after me. I don't know.
Holy shit.
Liz, you
That's
heard
all
that?
I could say. I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah.
I think I would have dated him.
There we go. Now you're a professional kicker. There he is.
There's Morton.
Is that a Super Bowl ring?
I think it's a Saints Hall of Fame ring.
Okay.
He's in the Saints Hall of Fame for sure. And he almost was in Billy's Hall of Fame too.
Was he? No, he wasn't on the Saints. No, he definitely wasn't on the Saints when they.
When they won? No.
No,
The 91 team he was.
the '91 team. Yeah.
When they were really good, lost first round playoffs, like Eagles or something. You know, the team they're going to blow up and they lost at home too.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's a funny story. I actually forgot
That's
about that. Shout out to Liz.
Yeah.
You could have had Morton Anderson. What are you doing?
Could have had Morton.
I remember our soccer coach used to make fun of us if we ever kicked the ball too high. Remember Coach Bill?
Yeah.
You're kicking like Morton Anderson.
kick like Morton.
You keep leaning back. Like, all right, Coach.
Yeah, Morton Anderson was great. He was a great kicker.
He ranks second in field goals and points scored. 2,544 points scored.
That's nuts.
Oh, my God.
He made field goals. He wasn't missing. I don't remember. Actually, to be honest with you, I do not remember seeing him. I'm sure he has missed some.
He just
I
got
don't remember seeing him miss many field goals. I really
Oh,
don't.
shit.
Like throughout his like
Even when he left the Saints and was playing for everybody else, I
Yeah.
could watch him.
yeah.
So he scored 1,318 points for the Saints.
You know what else was great is our sister was completely obsessed with him. Right, she still is to this day. Loves him,
Really?
and she's like, "I'll go on a date with you, like, please." Oh man,
Holy
that's
shit.
crazy.
So did you? I'm sure you interacted with him every once.
Oh, I never met him.
You never met him,
No,
but
he was trying to nail my
that's what
girlfriend.
I figured.
I didn't want him to meet. I wasn't looking forward to meeting him.
Not like looking forward to him, but I'm sure maybe like you cross paths. Like, hey man, that's my girl. No, that's my girl.
No,
No?
didn't get that
So,
far.
so
Didn't get
she
that
must
far.
have told you then, right?
Yeah,
She was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, this
yeah.
guy Morton Anderson." You're like,
yeah. This guy
Like,
Morton
what?
Anderson's trying to date me, and I'm like, oh really? I was like, so that's my competition. I was like, oh, I feel great. Thanks a lot.
Oh God. So was he kicking for the Saints at the time?
He was, yeah.
Holy
yeah.
shit, this
I
is crazy.
And I'm driving a $75 Nova. you know, it's like,
Just goes to show you, money doesn't always win.
Money-
money and fame and all that stuff doesn't
Yeah.
always win.
it's crazy though, because it's like, dude, Liz was probably like, "Is he good or
Yeah.
who is that?"
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, and she's not a football girl, so
Yeah,
she
she had no clue.
she didn't care.
Right.
I was like, "I don't
He,
care."
he could have gotten away with going, "I'm a professional football player."
Yeah,
You know,
Sure, he
she'd be
probably
like,
tried.
Oh, really?
Oh, she knew who.
Okay,
She knew who he was.
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
yeah.
just didn't follow it.
Damn.
Yeah, She didn't follow it like that. Like, didn't know, like, how
She used to
good
work
it
at a
was.
steak restaurant. He'd come in and try to ask her out all the time. Wow. Which was Morton's of Chicago.
No shit.
He probably, for all I know, he owned frickin' that too.
He probably did.
Holy shit.
That's fantastic.
Great story. Wow.
I forgot about that, dude. That made the show. That's great.
It really did.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell Liz you got to listen, though. Well, a couple other guys we got to scratch off his list because he has to be mentioned. Number 1, Gary Anderson, who is number 3 NFL, right behind Morton Anderson, all time on that NFL all-time scoring leaders list. Another guy I don't remember missing much, but I can tell you he missed a really bad one, an NFC Championship that put the Falcons in the Super Bowl. He's South African. He's not European, but we have to still give him a shout because he's foreign. We love it. We love it here on the Footy Show. We like the foreign feet. Bills, Steelers, Eagles, 49ers, Vikings, Titans. Almost
I remember him for the
22-year
Vikings.
career. 22-year career.
Yep.
22
Long
years.
fucking time,
He
dude.
was with the Vikings for a while.
Long time. And, of course, we got to shout out our man Sebastian Janikowski, who attempted a 73-yard
Janikowski.
field goal, by the way. He didn't make it. Lane Kiffin was coach then. Lane Kiffin ain't coach now.
Yeah, when you're kicking 70-something-yard field goals, you got problems.
He's fucking yeah. Like, just take the knee and go to half. Come
You got
on,
some
dude.
big problems on that team.
That's hilarious.
I'm pretty sure that was the last game that Lane coached in the NFL, to be honest. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm pretty sure that was real. It's fucking time, Lane. Time to get fired. So, that being said, though, we do have to mention a couple things. Since these guys entered the league, we want to talk about the NFL field goal percentage. Overall, Hugh, hit him with some motherfucking knowledge, please.
All right, so I'm going to be honest. I'm looking at your graph here, so I'm going to do my best.
Go ahead. I just feel like I've been stealing the show. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I appreciate the lecture here
Talk it
from
up.
Professor Booty.
Out to
Okay,
B
so
Sports.
this y-axis, I'm thinking this is percentages here,
Yep.
and then
That's years.
this
on
is the years. Okay, so from 1950 to 2050, it's an upward trending graph, and in 2015, 85% of field goals are made, as opposed to 45% in 1950. So you've almost doubled your percentage
Doubled it.
of field goal kicking, just changing it
Yeah.
from the straight on to the football style.
And where do you see
the
that?
soccer style.
Do you start to see the spike? 1966, when our man
66.
Gogolak, when Pete Gogolak gets in, that
First
very
soccer
first
style
one,
kicker. And that's exactly when they move the
the uprights.
uprights back. And then
Uprights
you
back.
see a dip.
You see a little dip,
Spike, move the goalpost back, dip,
And you see
and back
and then
up.
it goes back up. So there's
real consistency from 85 on.
so
Yep.
Mark Mosley, last full-time straight-on kicker, plays final season. Okay, so 86, and it's just
And that dip you speak of, I think. Okay, so they move the goalpost back.
yeah.
So then everybody starts to emulate this guy's style, and they start doing the angle kick instead of the straight on kick, and then that's when you see it start to jump back up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder what happened here around 1980.
Cocaine. I can make that.
Coach, I promise I can make it.
I
Coach.
can do
Fucking
anything.
Coach, if I make it though, can you give me a dime ball? I'm back.
I got this, dude. I got it. Man, he's always out of breath, but he's a kicker. It's weird. It's so weird.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Scarface.
What a great.
I can do it.
Oh,
I can
my God.
fucking do this, Coach. I can. I love you.
That's hilarious.
I love us. I love what we built together. I can do this.
Oh my God.
Oh man,
It's
What-
been fun.
it's been very fun, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time. Anything else to add, ladies and gentlemen? Lady, gentlemen, yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
This has been awesome. It's
been great.
Good times.
It's good to have a
Yep.
running back here with us to
Yeah.
discuss this. It's very fun. I don't want to try to
Back in
tackle
the
him. He's
day.
very thick.
Let's talk.
Let's talk about let's talk about
talk about that.
yeah.
Well, when I
Favorite
was playing.
favorite touchdown memory.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Let's put him on the spot. I like yes.
Yes.
You know, in high school,
Jesuit High.
in high school,
Jesuit.
Yeah, he's a running back for Jesuit.
I remember even though I was put in like to do mop up.
I know that feeling.
You know,
Yep, it's okay.
Yeah.
I still to this day remember I got nailed at the line, came back, got twisted off in the backfield, did a couple of 360s, and then ran for a score. It's like one of those things like you just remember everybody screaming because there's well they're screaming booty.
Oh yeah.
Booty, you know.
Oh, that's
So,
awesome.
Just one of those things you remember. You know?
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So
Well, do you remember like what was going down?
It was at it was at City Park.
Is this at Tad Gormley?
City Park, Tag Gormley.
Whoa.
Yep. I
Scored
played in
a
the
touchdown
Superdome. I
Tad
played in the
Gormley?
Superdome a couple times.
Damn.
But Tad Gormley, I don't know. It was just like a bunch
Special.
of it was just different.
Yeah, there's so much legacy at Tad
Yeah,
Gormley.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
shit.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
So that was fun.
Do you remember who you're playing or anything? You remember who you guys were
I
playing?
don't remember.
But it was like Holy Cross.
I was gonna say it's probably Holy Cross
I don't remember.
because Rummel probably wasn't a thing then. No offense, to Rummel.
Yeah,
It's just they're
Rummel. Yeah,
relatively young.
we played Rummel, Holy Cross,
Oh shit.
De La Salle,
Brother Martin.
Brother Martin, and then we played a couple like St. Aug,
Shaw.
St.
Shaw.
Aug.
Yeah, we'd play St. Aug and Shaw. I remember Leroy Horde. Remember Leroy Horde?
No, who's that?
Oh God, that guy from pull him up from
He
St.
played-
Aug.
Did he play beyond that? I'm
He
guessing?
played. I played against him.
Former football player.
He was a few years ahead of me.
Is that him?
Yep, that's Leroy.
Damn, dude,
From
look
New
at that.
Orleans.
Yeah,
It was the Cleveland Browns, the Ravens,
his legs
Panthers.
was the size of my body. It's like, I just-
Massive.
Meant to be a football player.
oh yeah, he was a monster, and he played in the NFL for a long
Played
time.
at Michigan. Damn,
Wow,
he does
that's
have
cool.
some fucking tree trunks.
Dude,
Yeah.
Look at that.
tackle that.
Yeah.
Standing next to his teammates, who are these are probably some really big gentlemen. His legs are twice the size of theirs.
He looks wider. Than
Look at
both
his
of them, too.
legs.
That's insane.
I just remember his thighs. He reminded me of Earl Campbell.
That's a good. That's a good
You know,
comparison.
just-
Actually,
just,
yeah.
just his body size and the shape and the way he used to run.
He even looks like Earl Campbell in the face too. That's weird.
But he played for St. Aug.
All right.
That's crazy.
Cool.
That's fucking crazy. Went to Michigan. Wow, that's cool. I don't like Michigan that much, but that's fucking cool.
Yeah, you get to
Let's play for Michigan.
play for Michigan, especially around that time period. I'm sure Michigan was always a
That was
powerhouse back
big
in the day.
Powerhouse, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. And then Vikings.
Yep.
And
I
Browns.
know he played for Cleveland for a long time.
That's cool. I didn't know that, dude. You never told me that. How dare you?
I tried to tackle his ass. There was no way.
that's
dude.
why you
No,
didn't
no,
tell
no.
me.
I remember running a punt back, and I'm trying to tackle him, and I was playing special teams, and I just remember it to just being like, I grabbed him, and it was just like, this isn't gonna happen.
Like,
grabbing a
oh,
tree. I'm trying to
shit.
pull a tree down.
Yeah.
I should just climb it.
The guy was a monster.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Made it to the Pro Bowl. He got a Pro Bowl in 1994. Very cool. All right.
Pro Bowl ran your ass over, dude. That's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, it's not.
They had a
That's
couple
pretty
other
cool.
guys. Remember the Joseph brothers? They played for Shaw. Mickey Joseph and
Mickey Joseph.
another, and they are still big in the NFL now as coaches, I believe.
Damn, really? I didn't know that. Look, there's him. Is that him?
Yep, Mickey Joseph.
From
Marrero.
There you go.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's a coach for LSU now.
Is he at LSU now?
Yeah, he's a wide
I know.
receivers coach. Look
Oh,
at
all
that.
Wide
right, look at
receivers
that.
coach.
There you go.
Dude, that's awesome. Wow.
Nebraska
We went to Nebraska. Damn.
as a quarterback.
Whoa.
They were both talented as shit, man. He and his brother.
You can tell somebody has spent a lot of time on this Wikipedia page.
They got tons of knowledge to drop
There's
on us
a
right now.
lot of information on
Damn.
here.
Damn.
Wow. Very cool.
That's super
Yeah,
cool.
So I
dude.
mean, they got a lot of talent coming out of Louisiana.
Yep.
Highest per capita, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think since for a long time, we've always had the most NFL players per capita come out of Louisiana.
Yep. That's true.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think us, Texas, and Alabama.
I think
That's
you're
three.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
because we're not as big as Texas, we don't have the
Right.
total, but compared to the population of Louisiana, we have more than anyone.
I actually saw that recently. I would say like 2-3 years ago. That was
yeah.
true. Yep.
Man, I tell you what, about 3 years ago, I used to be in a soccer league, Claiborne and Carrollton. Have you ever been to
Mhm.
Harrell Park?
Yeah, I've
You know
heard of it.
Harrell?
Yeah, I know it's that. Yeah.
The turf from the Ravens and San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl,
Oh, it's there.
they took that turf and put it in that park.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And it's
Yeah, I
an
used to live right there. Now,
Yeah?
I know.
right by the
exactly
water
where-
treatment plant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude.
So that turf is Super Bowl turf.
That's Ray
And
Lewis
it's-
turf. That's the last
Ray
turf
Lewis
Ray Lewis
turf.
touched.
It's the turf that the Superdome blacked out on.
I gotta go hump that.
Remember?
Yeah, I got to go lay and roll in that.
Feel some Super Bowl vibes.
Uh,
So I was. We
oh,
had
that's
a-
pretty cool.
a soccer league out there, but we would always get kicked off the field like at 7 because there was a tackle football league, like a pee-wee tackle football league. There must have been like 60, 70 kids, just 2 teams. Damn. It's incredible. And I'd go up because there's always like 30 kids on the sideline waiting to get in. I'd go up and like pass them a ball like, hey, you ever thought about soccer? Like, hey, you're on the sideline. We can come play with us.
We got playing time, baby.
They'd like kick it back to be like, soccer? Oh, yeah, I know how to kick a soccer ball. Come on over, man.
That's sweet.
But yeah. So this, I was just
cool.
this goes into per capita. You know, if you see that in the city, you got a football program. It's got like 70 kids.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You can only imagine that they're sitting there just going, just plucking all the best talent, and then they're grooming those guys.
Yeah.
well, that's like John Curtis.
Same,
here.
exactly.
Yeah, John
Same
Curtis
exact
is
thing. That
centered
culture.
around
Doing that.
football culture, and that's what they're gonna. That's why they're so damn good every year.
Mhm.
Those same group of kids have been playing together since they're 5 years old.
Yep.
And they're putting them through basically,
I mean,
NFL
you got to
stuff,
think
right?
they know each other so well. By the time you run a play, they know how quickly the guy's going to do an out pattern or the guy's going to do a post.
Yep.
I mean, they know right where things are going. You know, there's no thinking about it.
Not to mention the trust, because you've played next to that guy.
Yep.
I'm thinking about the O-line and D-line.
Yep.
You know, like
Sure.
you've played next to those guys since you were kids. You know everything about them. You know.
Yep.
They got your back. You got your back. They have your back. You have their
Yeah,
back.
they're yeah. Vice versa.
But yeah, that's. I mean, it just goes to add on to the whole Louisiana football culture. It's just, it's so ingrained and so important.
Yeah.
For just our way of life around here.
It's also those things like when you see two guys like and they're yelling at each other, like, "Come on, Mike, fuck." It's because they know each other that well. It's like, "Come on, I know you're better than that. I know you usually go 5 and out, and it's quicker than that. Like, come on, man, I'm putting the ball where it needs to be."
That's right.
Well, I mean, I just remember when soccer was first coming about. When I was a kid, is when I was in high school. I mean, it was an afterthought to play soccer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But now, to see how it's evolved,
It's insane.
it's awesome.
The 90s, I feel like, was a big spike.
It was
in
right.
soccer.
I mean, I graduated high school in '87.
Okay.
So right around that time is when all of a sudden things were starting to really come about for soccer.
Do you remember the World Cup in USA? Do you remember the World Cup? Was that 90?
That was 94.
94?
94?
Yeah.
Was it 94?
Yeah.
It was either 90 or 94.
Brazil won. Brazil played Italy in the final, and that's where
Pele.
the Escobar guy got murdered for Colombia.
Two
He played
Escobars.
Colombia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 Escobars.
Yeah,
That's right. We played
that's
Colombia.
Colombia, and he
scored the own goal.
Correct.
That's right.
Yep.
Dang.
That's crazy, man.
Do you remember that World Cup?
I barely.
Really?
was partying then.
Maybe. Yeah.
A lot.
Might have been a lot going on.
Well, if you graduated
There was a
high
lot
school
going
in 87, so you might have been in dentist school when that World Cup, so you might have
Yeah.
just been totally tuned out
Well,
of everything.
you know what? I got married in '96, and
Okay, yeah.
I was in college at the time, trying to get into dental school. So,
There you go.
Yeah.
This is the same reason
Yeah,
my dad didn't watch Ohio State.
Look, I mean, yeah,
There
got
you go.
everything.
I was hustling, I mean, I was working at night, going to school in the day, and watching Morton Anderson try to screw my girlfriend. And I'm sitting here going, "Come on now,
Yeah.
give me a break.
I gotta win somewhere, man.
Somebody give me a break."
Yeah.
I gotta win somewhere.
Not to
Yeah.
mention, soccer, like you said, when you're in high school, was like such an afterthought. So to even think about dedicating any
Yeah.
time to that, you're like, pfft,
Soccer
no.
just wasn't a big
No.
big deal. Yeah, but all of a sudden in the '90s is truly when I saw it change.
I remember
Just
my
like
dad
that, yeah.
saying to me, I would be like, "Who's the best soccer player?" He'd be like, "Pele." And I think it was because
Well, that's all we knew.
So many Americans
I wouldn't
only
know.
saw Pele win it on American soil. So they're like, "Oh yeah, he's the best." That was his third one.
That was his third
fucking
and
World
last
Cup.
one, right?
Yeah, right.
It was the last one.
Crazy.
People didn't know that. That was like the end of his career where
That was
things
the-
were winding down.
Yeah, it's like this is
Yeah.
it. This is it for Pele.
Yeah, not that he sucked.
No,
It was just it was winding down compared to what he did.
Well,
Like,
it's like I
crazy.
would think it's the same thing as a European. If you ask him about American football,
Right.
who's the greatest quarterback?
they'll say Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Well, is
Well,
Tom Brady?
No,
Definitely
not.
In our eyes, he's hey, the guy's
Yeah.
great. The guy's great.
He's a goat.
But,
He's a goat.
but is he in my eyes, the absolute wonderful, most greatest quarter. Probably not.
Probably
I
not.
wouldn't. I would
No,
say Drew Brees.
I would say Drew Brees
That's
has him
gotta be
beat
Drew
by the
Brees.
numbers.
The numbers, and that's
You know?
and that's the unfortunate thing is
He just doesn't have all the Super Bowls.
it's the rings. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's what counts.
That'll always come back to that. But if you look at everything else, you compare the.
But that's like dissing Jim Kelly. You remember,
Right.
Yeah. Saying Jim Kelly wasn't a great quarterback because he lost 3 Super Bowls. or
That's a good
4
comparison,
Super
yeah.
Bowls.
Dang, that's a really good comparison.
Yeah.
How can you say that guy wasn't a great quarterback? He was one of the
Can't.
greatest ever.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know, I mean, just because his luck didn't go that way, it's a team sport, man.
That's right.
Yep.
You know,
That's right.
If his kicker made that one field goal, he'd at least have one Super Bowl.
yeah,
know,
that's
and
right.
Dang,
That's right.
bringing it back to the
Yeah,
kicker.
Back to
I
the
like
kicker,
it.
man. We got to blame somebody.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
Shout
man.
out Scott Norwood. Hope you're hearing us from wherever you're at, Scott Norwood.
If you
Poor
are,
guy.
find Bike Booty.
Yes.
Talk to him.
I know. Sorry. Hey, Scott. I feel for you, bro.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
never gonna let that. It's never gonna live down, unfortunately, because you went wide right.
right.
And every Florida State kicker of all time, wide right, wide left, pick one. If you're playing Miami, you're not making it.
But hey, that lets you know what it's evolved to.
Yep.
Why kickers are so damn important now.
Yep.
It's in every aspect of the game.
So many games are won and lost with kickers.
Yep.
Nobody cares unless you make it. I
Mm.
think that's a great way to end it, don't you
I
think?
think it is. Yeah.
What we like to do here on the Footy Fetish Show, Bill Doe, I'm sure you heard. So we like to, first of all, we open our prayer books. We open it up and we preach the gospel according to Footy Fetish. And the first thing that we do is, let's see, gospel according to Footy Fetish 2027, 6069, 6969. Yeah, here it is. Chapter 69, verse 69, it says that we need to give a shout-out to somebody that we love or don't love. You can actually hate them if you want. So it could be anybody in this world, soccer-related, football-related, anybody you want, you can give a shout-out to. It's on you.
Oh, got to give it to my wife for making the right choice.
Yeah. way to clean it up.
Love it.
Way to
love
clean
it.
it up.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to clean it up. And you know what? I'm gonna shout out Liz as well. Liz, last night we always at least one time whenever we're wasted we get an argument about the same fucking thing. I won't bring it up, but it's always at the end of the day it's always fucking hilarious. It always ends up being hilarious, and everybody else in the room is like, yep, they're arguing about the same shit again.
Here we are.
And like him
After
and Kimmy
Christmas
always
dinner.
are just like, yep, let's go chill over here while they have their usual argument. And but no, it's always awesome. She really she makes the world go round for the Booty family. Seriously, she really does. She always is that person that wants to she expects better out of everybody, and that's exactly why
You
we had
need
that fight.
You need people.
That's
like
why we
that.
had that fight. I'm not that person, so we always fight. And to be honest with you, I love her to death. She's awesome. She's actually the sister that I've never had. Actually, she's the sister I have had through 30 years of my life. So she's fucking awesome. She still is the same awesome person that I met 30 years ago. So she's very cool. She's awesome. So
Very touching.
Yeah.
Like
she's very cool. So
Let me give my shout out.
please do.
I gotta be honest. Hearing that old Mort
Your balls
passed
tickling?
away, man.
Your balls tickling?
I gotta give my shout out to Morton Anderson.
Do it.
No, not Morton.
Not Morton.
I'm
Not
sorry.
Morton?
What's his name?
Morton. Keep going.
It's further up. Yeah, you gotta help me out here.
Who you want?
There he is. Tom Dempsey.
Tom Dempsey.
Damn. Wrong
Tom
Saints
Dempsey.
kicker.
Yep.
Tom Dempsey, rest in peace. Never saw you play, but to hear that you just passed away to COVID, and the timing of this episode,
Perfect.
right? I mean, couldn't have been any more perfect. So shout out to Tom Dempsey. Appreciate you giving Saints some kind of legacy for 40 years. Longest field goal kick. And just goes to show, sometimes this is that whole ugly duckling kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Half a foot.
He did it.
Made his weakness a strength,
He did.
right?
That's right.
Became a kicker,
That's
Did it.
right.
and broke
did.
a record.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it?
I can tell you what. Go back and look through history. If you want to take away the Super Bowl, take away Drew Brees, that's all we got is kickers. We've always had a kicker. We seriously always had a
And
kicker.
Ricky Williams.
And Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams.
And Ricky Williams.
Oh yes.
Oh, Ricky.
Oh, God.
Shout out to
Shout
Ricky,
out to
baby.
Rick. You know what's funny? Kamara is like Ricky reincarnated.
Yeah, he's like Ricky
the
that
Ricky
doesn't
we
smoke
should
weed.
have had.
Yeah.
That's
He's the Ricky that doesn't smoke too
right.
much weed.
Yeah,
He's
that's,
pretty- he smokes
that's
a little
the
bit, I'm sure.
Ricky that we all anticipated we would have. That's Kamara.
Yep.
You know?
I think you're right. That's
Right.
a good. That's damn. We're full of comparisons today. Y'all been on point with those. Where's my comparison? I'm gonna do it for you. God damn it! How about a great person, Liz? How about that? Mother Teresa and Liz. How about that? That's my comparison.
Yeah.
Well, man, thank you for coming on, Bildo. I know
it was fun.
I know
Awesome.
I know your schedule is a tight one. Also, go see this man. Give a shout out. Where do you work?
Plugs. Plug it up.
Plug it up.
Plugs.
Yeah.
Plug.
Affordable Smiles in Baton Rouge.
There you go.
There you go.
If you feeling something you don't want to feel in one of your teeth.
Come see me, and I'll stick my drill in your mouth.
Yeah, I swear I won't kick it.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, dude.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Other than that, I think this has been the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real.
And the footy is soccer.
Peace out, Boy Scouts.
Every time.
I can't wait to poop out that Popeyes later.
That was your first audio. Well timed.
It's been a hit.
Should we save that
Ooh.
and put that in at the end?
Oh, definitely.